everyone. Welcome to our Fortnite Part 64 100% completion run of
Yeah,
Fortnite.
welcome back, everyone. Today we're gonna get some winner chicken dinners.
Yes.
I've never played Fortnite.
You do win, and there is I don't know if there's a chug jug, which is like pretty neat. Um but yeah.
Okay, and officially this bit has gone on too long. We get like 10 seconds for that every episode, or we are
10
going to lose
seconds.
every viewer. I swear to God. If all right, worm
We're
time.
worming. Welcome to the last word, Worm Edition, Act 2.
Act 2, Arc 2. You keep calling them acts.
Sorry.
Before we start anything, I need to point out to both EJ and our lovely audience at home that Brian in 206, a little over the halfway mark, says the word worm. He says it out loud.
Oh
So,
my God.
play the fucking confetti sound editor. Play the confetti over the. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Still don't know why it's actually called Worm. So I guess I'm gonna
It's because
figure
Brian
that.
said worm. Weren't you listening? We
It's
just went over that.
just the one time out of like 18 arcs he says worm once. But welcome everyone.
Welcome back.
We're back. I'm drinking very bad coffee from Hardee's, and I'm probably gonna like shit my brains out. And Darcy's turning off the mic. I'm probably gonna
Hi, Darcy. I heard her over the mic. Darcy is EJ's cat, everyone, and
Yes.
she's a very good girl who is getting in the way.
But yeah, I'm probably gonna like shit myself 30 minutes into this. So sorry everyone if like that
All
happens. I mean I won't stop. I'm just gonna like be like, hey, it's happening. I'm sorry. But
so
yeah.
EJ, what did you think of Arc 2? Did you like it?
So Act 2 honestly was what I was expecting with Act 1, with like more school stuff. Like I think I wonder if this is gonna have how it's gonna break down, where like the first half is gonna be like Lisa's normal life, and then the second half is gonna be like the supering part. I don't know if they're gonna keep that up, but like it's kind of what I expected. I feel like this.
I'm gonna assume you meant Taylor there.
Taylor. What did I say?
Yeah, you said Lisa.
Lisa. No. Sorry. She's just always in my.
She struggles with it. Well, yeah, because she's best girl.
Yeah. But yeah. So, pretty good. Like just setup. Not nearly as heart throbbing, action pack as last arc. But some setup, some tidbits. We got what are they called again? The Underdark?
Undersiders.
Undersiders.
That is a sick Dungeons and Dragons reference you just made. I'm sure our audience will appreciate it.
Because like whenever you say their team name, I just keep thinking about the Underminer from Incredibles at the end.
Oh my God, we should call them that.
Yeah, they're just all right. From now on, they're just the Underminers.
They're here to wage war on peace and happiness.
Exactly. But that was pretty cool. I got some stuff to say about that, and our who can beat up who list at the end. We'll go accordingly based on the information I have. But yeah, not too much things, just a bit more lore going on, and I guess we're ready to just kind of like give the summary and breakdown of like what happened, my thoughts on it.
Let's do the skinny. Would you like to get us started?
Yeah, so start with Act 2. We start off basically where we left off, with Taylor like being like, holy shit, I'm fucking tired. And she like gets up to go talk to her dad, who misses his wife Tails. And like they basically just have awkward talk, because dad's like, hey, don't go out at night, I knew you went out. And Taylor's like, oh shit, I don't care, dad, you're not a very impactful figure in my life, so I'm gonna do whatever. She didn't actually say that, but like basically how the conversation devolved into. But she like, I am waiting for when the dad finds out Taylor has powers, because I feel like he's just gonna like flip his shit, and it's gonna be very very either sad or interesting, or both.
Yeah, Danny is a really fun, just splash of realism every time you start to get into Taylor being a superhero and having fun, you just like have to have a scene with Danny and you remember, oh yeah, this is a 15-year-old girl
Yeah,
who lost her mom and she's
allegedly.
going like her dad is going to fucking lose his mind if he ever finds out about this and she's tearing her family apart.
You're tearing me apart, Lisa.
You're
Uh,
tearing me apart, Taylor. No,
um,
Lisa would never tear anyone apart.
yeah,
Well, we'll get to that.
but yeah. So they have the talk. Taylor's like, "Okay, Dad, I'll be a good daughter." With her fingers crossed behind her back.
Yeah, and then
Um,
she goes off to join a gang of villains.
yeah. Um,
Like that day, right?
yeah, like that same literal day that he's like, all I want is your safety. And hopefully you don't fucking implode. And she's like, mm-hmm, jumps into fucking lava. So then we get on to the school stuff, and holy, we got lore. We got a lot of lore at the school. At least for Taylor's background. Who knew it? She was still getting fucking bullied. The teacher, what the fuck is his name?
Mr. Gladly.
Mr. Gladly. I thought he was a brother, but he did reach out, but obviously he has to make the bigger stance to actually do something, and she's also like, it's just gonna make it worse, which maybe it will, maybe it won't. It's just, you don't know unless you try, kind of deal. But
Yeah, I was
it's
very curious what you think about that sort of thing because, like, Taylor has some points here. I'm not going to say that Taylor doesn't have points. She absolutely does. That, like, high school's fucking awful and um, it's
yeah,
not as simple as just, like, do X and X and your life will be fine. Being a
yeah,
teenager just sucks. And Taylor's got it worse than almost anyone else in high school
yeah.
with everything that's happened to her. But at the same time, like, do you think that she's right in her criticism of like Gladly in the school system, or is she failing to take obvious steps that would improve her life? There's
It
some quotes I pulled out where she says, like, when she's talking about him buying them snacks as like a reward for whoever gets the best thing, she says like it's stuff like that makes him my least favorite teacher.
right.
And I'm just sitting here like, Taylor, he's
Who
just
hurt?
trying to be nice.
Who
Why are you like,
who hurt you? Oh wait.
oh yeah, that's right, everyone. Um or like when she says that like anyone who thinks that going to the teacher's an option has clearly never been to high school.
I believe that, um because we all
I
know
believe
people,
that she believes it.
right?
I just
Like,
wonder if you think it's accurate. Because I mean, okay, full disclosure for everyone at home, I am a teacher, so this hits a little close to home for me. And I definitely have a lot of thoughts on Mr. Gladly and like Wildbow's just general portrayal of high school, whether it's accurate or like what kind of a situation, like what bullying really looks like in the real world. And it's um complicated. I'd like to get your thoughts on it before I start going into like a, you know,
so
90-minute PowerPoint presentation with slides and footnotes.
so I personally think that we are just getting the viewpoint of one singular teacher, that Taylor is like, do we like, is this like her homeroom teacher? Like, do they go to different classes, right? I think
Yeah, she
yeah,
does. She goes to a
yeah. So
computer class later this arc.
it's not like one of the
I
schools
think
where it's
Gladly is probably her homeroom teacher
right. But
because it's either that or like English because he had them doing like a report on, or maybe history
yeah,
as a
either
civics class
way,
because he
like
had them
he
doing a
seems to
report
be
on
like,
apes as like their place in society.
yeah, he seems to be just the one teacher that we're probably gonna get the focus on for her high school experience, at least for the time being. And I personally think that it's like, a two-way street. Like, Taylor has to give the trust to Gladly to try to do something, but Gladly
Oh
also
wait,
has to
I'm sorry. His name isn't Mr. Gladly. Mr. Gladly's his dad's name. You should call him Mr. G.
okay, yeah, that I'm like, come on, bro. Like, Like,
It was 2011.
yeah.
That was a
Uh,
lot less overplayed when this came out.
right. Um, but it's the idea that like Gladly can definitely help the situation in like just getting the notoriety out there, but it can be a double-edged sword because again, like she can just be like fucking bullied outside of school too. Like it can reach that point. And it's literally like snitching, where like the moment you tell somebody, and again, she had like Emma has the popularity. Emma has like basically a small army to defend her. So it's literally going to be her word against one teacher. And even if they get like in trouble, they're probably not going to get like actually expelled like Taylor wants. And it's just going to like get worse. It's like instead of it like pouring juice and being called names, they might get even more extreme about it to as a punishment. And like it's a very like we don't know what's gonna happen if they talk kind of deal. And that's the fucked up part is that I don't know how bad, like, because again, we don't even know why Emma is doing it. I literally have a note in here. I said, Emmy, why? Question mark.
I'm pretty sure I had like the exact same note where I was like, why do you think Emma is the way she is?
Like, because it's all her. Like everybody else is kind of just like following her lead and like bullying the shit. I'm sure she would still get picked on, but like not nearly this severely without Emma like guiding the herd. And I just don't know why. We still don't know like what her issue is. And that is the determining factor of like how much worse or better the situation will get is how much Emma wants to cause uh you know pain and discomfort to Taylor throughout this whole adventure, which we do get some like lore and background about the two and about like Taylor and her mom. But at the same time, it's like I think if she went and talked to Gladly, or Mr. G, I'm sorry, I'll use the proper naming. Um, she would get the she would probably get the help immediately, but the school system doesn't really, unless you're actively getting tortured, is not going to put that much effort into like um protecting you. They're just like, hey,
I
stop
don't,
that.
you know, I'm trying to remember if we actually talk at all about like the history of her bullying. I don't think they bring up like the worst thing that ever happened. So we're gonna have more to talk about in future arcs. Um, but just for the record, and I think we do know this already, there was already one incident that was like so bad that the school had to
Yes,
get
yeah,
involved.
yes.
Yeah,
But she
we
didn't
did we
she
did
didn't
talk about
name
that.
she didn't name anybody, right? Like Taylor didn't like
And that's
tell.
the part where we'll talk about it once we find out what that incident is because I don't think we already know. Um, but once we do, we'll talk about like responsibilities of school administrators. There's this idea, and it's possible that it's different in this world because this obviously is a different world than ours. But there's this idea in the at least American school system of being a mandated reporter. It's like this legal thing where if you witness something,
Bad,
usually
yeah.
in terms of like sexual abuse, but just anything that's that bad that like breaches illegality, you are legally required as a teacher to intervene. Like you have to, or you could get sued.
Right.
And as well, you should because you have a duty to care. Um, and it's this that's the part of this story that's always bugged me the most. Bugged. Um, is the idea that like Taylor is completely alone in this school, that nobody has ever tried to help her in a way that matters. Um, and it always struck me as honestly a bit unrealistic. And I'm curious if you've had any experiences like this in school where you were completely ignored and alone. Because like on the one hand, there's bullying that the teachers just don't know about, but then there's this shit where like Gladly sees them like ganging up on her in the hallway, and he's just like, "Well,
Like
guess
that's
my work here is done."
right. I mean, and that's what lowered his status because he's like basically like it's not my business. You had
Yeah, I
your
mean, it's
chance.
unforgivable.
Yeah,
Like, I know that Taylor is like expressing that she basically doesn't want him to intervene, but dude, you have to. It's your fucking job.
he doesn't have
Like,
to if nobody reports it. You know.
whether she wants to go to the office or not, when you see a bunch of girls ganging up on another one in the hallway and like picking on her, you go over there and you say, "What the fuck are you doing? Stop!" And then you like threaten to give them detention if they don't. You're a teacher. Be a teacher.
Yeah. But
He's infuriating.
like the thing is that that's not too to me that's not too unrealistic because I feel like there's a lot of teachers who just don't want to deal with that, and I feel like gladly like some part of him I think genuinely probably does feel bad um
Yeah,
for
he gives her
Taylor.
a sad look and walks away, and
Yeah,
he's just like, "Oh, I
like
guess that's it then."
but like it's like plausible deniability because they weren't technically like pushing and shoving her that he could tell, but at the same time it was like you know within context it with context clues he could put one to one together and make
Yeah,
something.
I really wonder
But
what
he
Gladly would say if like another teacher witnessed it and then like confronted him about it later. Would he be like, "Well, I don't know.
yeah it would be
I
like
didn't have any proof that there was bullying,"
exactly. I think that's
or
it. And again, it's like some teachers just don't even want to bother with that because of how much, basically red tape there is to like try to get any information out of it because again, a lot of kids that deal with bullying, they don't talk about it because it usually
yeah,
means it gets worse. And so when there's any actual like accountability that like
yeah,
is right in front of them, they just deny it and say like, "Oh, it's this and that," to in fear of retaliation that can come from it. Because again, it's not like they're like fucking just punching and beating the shit out of her because even then she was like, if we just fought, then it'll be like a scene and like, there'll be something that can be done about
yeah.
the
And then she's like,
situation.
and then the teachers would have to get involved.
Yeah. But if it's all just like word of mouth and just, you know, underhanded tactics and shit like that, I really think that like some teachers just lift their hands up and say, well, it's up to them to be the one to actually do something. It's very much like it's the victim's fault for not standing up for
Yeah,
themselves. Uh
there's a lot of victim blaming. And to be clear, I don't mean to victim blame here when I ask if Taylor had any like options that she could have taken. Obviously, this is on the teachers and the school and
yeah.
the bullies, of course, too.
Yeah.
Like she's just a kid.
Yeah. So I
Also, it's just like worth pointing out Taylor's errors in judgment when they come up.
yeah. I think that Taylor definitely could reach out more and have something, but again, she's afraid of what's going to be the consequences, especially at such a young age that she is, which is what it is. But yeah, so
It is what it is.
again, I think Gladly in the end will probably come around, or maybe not. Maybe it'll just be a fuck off, but definitely like lowering him on the power scaling tier with that one. Um,
Yeah,
but
Gladly's only like a C tier. He probably couldn't even beat up Bakata.
yeah. Um,
Uh,
so after the whole classroom incident, which we did meet some of her like I guess people that she doesn't actively avoid, which is
I
like
kind of love I love these two. Gary, what was it? Gary and
Sparks,
Sparky.
yeah.
Her
Which
description of Sparky is like going through life in a daze until he gets to drum and he's just completely out of it.
yeah.
Oh my god, it's so real. I know everyone has had the like group project partners like oh no, it was Greg, wasn't it?
Greg, no,
His name
Greg
was
is like
Greg.
the hyperactive and like
Yeah, no. I said Gary. It was Greg and Sparky.
Greg. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, they are people that she talks to that maybe can be her friend in some fashion or form. I'm not sure. But you know,
She
they
doesn't seem to have a very high opinion of either of them.
no, but it's not like she actively, but she doesn't have a high opinion, but it's not a negative one, if that makes sense.
It's
She's
not
like,
like she actively hates them the way
yeah,
she does like Emma.
yeah. Like they seem to be people that if she could talk to anyone, like she might confide in them for like 5 seconds. Um, So that was a thing. Maybe they'll come back. I'm sure they will, but like, they're there as people. Um, so then we get
Yeah.
to like the juicy spot, which is after the classroom break, and the girls like huddle around her, and say nasty things around her, which are directed towards her. And like she's like, "Fuck it, I'll just stone face
I'm just
it."
gonna ride this out. She
Yeah,
just doesn't even care. She's been through this so many times that she's just like,
yeah.
whatever.
She's literally
And that, by the
Easter.
way, if you're curious, is what most bullying really looks like. You don't get a lot of pranks in real life,
Yeah,
or at least in like the places I work.
yeah. Like
Most
it's
bullying is very psychological and it's very subtle because it's the kind of stuff that kids get away with.
yeah, because like
Physical bullying gets cracked down on immediately.
yeah, honestly. But yeah, she literally just hits them with the Easter Island head emote. Um,
No.
uh, and just kind of like stands there until like they were about to like be done, and then Emma from the top rope,
With a
fucking just
steel chair
with a steel
comes.
chair, like just fucking, what is your problem? Comes crashing down and hit her with the you cry. You look like you're about to cry for the week, and that fucking hit us with the Ratatouille like ending like zoom flashback. Um, and like we get the background of their relationship, how they were like friends and shit like that, and like how fucking Emma mom died in a car accident. My theory still
No,
holds.
Taylor's mom.
Taylor's
Died in a car
mom
accident.
dies in a car accident, which my theory still holds, that she's not dead and she's actually like a supervillain or something like that. Until like the dad like goes to her body and like cries over it, I'm not believing that she's dead. I'm standing fast. Uh,
We got a long way to go in this book. You could be right for a long time.
yes. Um, but yeah, so mommy died, and like husband literally fell apart like a fucking bag of like a finished puzzle knocked on the floor. He just like shattered into a million pieces trying to deal with this, and literally was like, not feeding his daughter. And like Taylor went to Emma and their family to like get food and shit like that, while
Yeah.
her father was just fucking spiraling, spinning on the floor, shitting and pissing. Um and
Lovely.
so yeah, so they get along, and Taylor confides in Emma about the whole mom's dead kind of deal, and
Hmm.
cries and all that stuff. And it is still not explained what was the actual rift of their relationship. And it's like, this is gonna be like, that's the thing. Depending on what the actual rift between their friendship is gonna determine if I like this or not. That's because like
As in, like, whether you like this as a story beat or like Emma.
whether I like this as a story beat. Um
Okay, yeah.
because like this kind of stuff too is a little like it's a little tire trope, and it's usually like something really like dumb and petty, which is like, it's fair, it can work and things like that.
Yeah. It,
But
it does seem very over the top and like
yeah,
cartoonish.
yeah, I'm fine if it was something very like impactful for Emma and her character. But if it's something that's like a general like, oh, Taylor did a not nice thing, um
Hmm.
then I'm gonna be like, that's a little dumb, but we'll see. But
There is
anyway,
a phrase or just like a sentiment that we've got Worm and we've got Ward people will be familiar with. Again, go check those podcasts out; they're better than us. Um, where when you're reading a book, especially a book like this, where there's a lot of like questions up in the air, the default is to assume that the author is a genius and they know what they're doing and wait to be proven wrong. Like when you see something like that where you're like, I'm confused by this, say, okay, I'll keep an eye on that for the future because clearly the author is going to explain it. And if they don't by the end of the book, then you can say, hey, the author's a big dumb idiot. Why do they do that?
right.
You know?
Yeah. So I'll have faith in the work here and see what the thing is. But yeah, so she brings up the trauma bomb, fucking the people's sadness, and like, Taylor is like, why would you say that? And like pushes through everybody.
That's lovely. That's a great. That's lovely that you would make fun of the 15-year-old girl who lost her mom. Has been bullied
allegedly.
relentlessly.
Um,
Yeah, it's so fucking horrible. It's such an
yeah,
unbelievably awful thing to do
because like
to Taylor. My
it
God.
really comes out of nowhere because it's not like, again, it's not even like
And
Taylor
I don't have the quote pulled out,
antagonizes
but I think
Emmy at all.
hi
Um,
Darcy. Um, and I don't know, I don't have the quote pulled out anywhere, but I think Taylor describes Emma like with this sadistic grin
yeah,
as
yeah,
soon as Taylor starts
she's
crying.
loving it. Like she's like
God, it's so
actually
fucked.
she's like actually like like psychotically like enjoying it. It's not just like I'm gonna make you hurt. It's like I'm gonna make you hurt and fucking drink your tears. Um,
Yeah, it's like Eric Cartman level.
yeah. Like literally, like almost Eric Cartman level of like,
I love your suffering.
yeah.
Give it more
Which
suffering
is
for
again
me.
just like what the
With one
fucking
God.
happened between the two. But yeah, so she like leaves the school obviously because she's like, wow, that sucked. And well, no, they go to the next class and that's where like the second half of the arc
Yeah.
start to kick up.
She
Well,
loses her backpack too.
yeah, which you know,
They steal her backpack.
what else is new. um so she goes to the library, not library, but she goes to the computer class and like they're like um teaching her how to do things. And I was gonna ask like, man, how old is this like supposed to be taking place? But then she literally says like the early 2010s um is like the time frame of them. So it's like still
Yeah.
kind of like uh slow internet, like very infant like web pages and things like that. um
Did you not have did you have computer classes when you were in elementary school?
I yes, yes, we did.
I remember being taught how to like type properly and I got really fucking good at it because of school. It's
Yeah,
like the one useful thing I learned.
like I remember taking computer classes. I don't remember what I was actually taught during them or like what I got, but I remember listening to like Pandora. Shout out to my Pandora listeners.
Oh
Um,
yeah, big Pandora listener in the middle of art class when I was supposed to be working.
yeah. So like I remember that. But she takes a computer class. She's like, I'm smart. Pushes up glasses. This shit is just too easy. And she like puts on her Sonic shoes and says, "You're too slow." Um, um, and looks up.
When Emma says that her mom is dead, she says that's why your mama dead. Her like 45 rings fly out of her,
Yeah.
and she goes, "Bring."
um. So she looks up the fight last night, basically, seeing if there's any new information. Uh, I'm trying to remember.
On good old Parahumans Online. I fucking love Parahumans Online so much. It's such a great piece of world building.
Yeah.
Like
Like
because it seems obvious when you're reading it. It's just like, oh yeah, superhero Reddit. But also, what other superhero story has something like this?
like an
Where there's
actual
like a
proper catalog.
dedicated
Yeah.
where like what author takes the time to explain how the world works in this detail, to think about how the world works in this detail,
Yeah.
where they would come up with something like this.
No.
It's such a great it's what I love most about Wildbow is how much time and care he puts into like what would actually happen if these people got these powers? What would the world look like? And it wouldn't just be, you know, Earth, but occasionally you find a spandex person running around. It would be like, wow, this is fucking crazy. Our entire world revolves around it. Let's make a forum
Yeah.
dedicated to it.
Yeah. No, that makes complete
And they have
sense.
like cheesy, and they've got like cheesy stuff on there, like where one of the articles is a stub and it says like, be a hero and help us expand it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so perfectly realistic and silly. I love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
It's a really good world building like little tidbit there. So she looks up all the people she like ran into from the Underminers and tries to look up any information on them. Basically, like no information on any of them really, except for Bitch, who's like the only reason people even know anything about her is because she's the most like fucking reckless of them all and just like fucking punches anything that gets near her.
And she has like a public identity too,
Yeah,
where she is Rachel, no
yeah.
relation.
Uh,
She's Rachel Lent, and she was just like running around homeless and like killed. It doesn't say she killed someone. I don't remember.
I don't know.
She like burned down her like her orphanage. She like
Yeah,
destroyed it.
you know,
Um,
she's she's a character. um, and then she like looks up herself trying to see if anybody did anything, and she finds a little message from Tattletale.
Before we talk about the message, I'd like to point out the little moment where Taylor almost forgets to look up herself. It's the last person she thinks of, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I guess I could look up me." She's so fucking. She's filled with so much like self hatred and teenage angst that she doesn't even like realize that. Oh yeah, I'm a superhero too. I could like look up
Well,
me.
I mean, to be
I hadn't even
fair,
thought
she
about
did
that.
one thing. Like, it's not like I kind of understand. She's like, oh, I should probably see if
Yeah,
anybody said anything about me, because like
it's still funny.
the only people that saw her was literally like the villain she was fighting in a group of like ne'er do wells. So it's like I understand. Like, it doesn't to me read like, oh, she's self pitying. Like, oh, no one would ever think of me. It's just like, oh yeah, I guess I should see if like anybody saw anything or know anything about me. Um, but but yeah, so she looks up that she gets a like cryptic, not even cryptic, just well, no, it was kind of cryptic, and then the second message is more direct from Tattletale, uh and she's like, oh shit, I gotta respond to this kind of schnibs. I also love how in the going through the forums there's like conspiracies and things like that, and there was
Yeah.
like one comment, I don't know if it ever gonna come back, but about pestilence, and like how they're like, oh, he uses magic, which is interesting to think that like Taylor is saying like, oh, that's bullshit, um there's no magic, but like you can control bugs, like uh
Yeah, it's like it seems like it's sort of a cultural thing where some people will define their power sets as magic, and it sort of ties into this idea that like nobody really knows where the powers come from, so they just sort of come up with whatever fucking explanation
right.
sounds right to them. You
Yeah.
know?
So I'm curious about how that's gonna go, because spoiler alert, but like Brian, aka Gru, like literally has the power of like darkness. And I'll be like, that's pretty fucking magical, if you ask me. Like, everybody else can be like some type of mechanical internal thing, but motherfucker just comes darkness. Like, I don't know what you can say about that. Um, but anyway, so she's like, I'm gonna go um interact with these people after school. Does anything happen like that you can remember? Because I don't know if I have any notes before she like gets to the school and actually responds to Tattletale.
Does anything happen? What do you mean?
Like, I'm just trying to remember, like, does she like do anything or anything noteworthy, or is it just like school straight
Oh,
to
like when
library?
she goes home, or between her and the library. No, I think she goes right after Emma Lake. She like ditches, doesn't she?
Well, yeah, she goes to like the different class, and then like it's bullying, then the classroom, like tech thing, and then I
Oh, right. Yeah.
yeah,
So
and I think she just
no,
leaves
I don't think
school
so.
and goes straight to the library. Uh so she does that. She goes to the library, and like that was, oh yeah, yeah. Another thing is that she didn't know whether her dad was gonna be home. So that's why she kind of like fucked off and like went to the
Yeah, because
city.
her dad works on the docks and he has like an unusual working schedule. So she's like, "Well, I can't go home.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ditch. But if I go home, Dad's gonna be like, well, what
What are
the
you
fuck are you
doing
doing?"
here? So yeah, she goes to the library, she looks up her information again, and um she responds to Bug. I mean, sorry, she responds to Tattletale, who is like, yeah, meet us here at this location, we're gonna be like free and everything like that, like no mask or anything. And also I know you're at the library, which again is like, when I was reading that, I was like, what the fuck is her deal? Like, what is that? Which we get context for um later
Yeah, I
on,
don't remember.
which
What did you say last week?
I said,
Because I remember I asked you about her power.
yeah,
I don't remember what you said it
I
was.
said that like it's some type of like, the less you don't want somebody to know, the more she knows about it.
That's
Like,
right.
which,
It's very in depth. It's very clever. But
uh
no, it's a little simpler than that,
right.
and
Um
yet somehow more complicated.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
a weird power, but it's so cool.
But so she's like, all right, I'm gonna go there, but I'm actually gonna like double cross them and be like a good guy undercover, and then I'll get all the bitches. Her
And then I'll be
exact
so popular,
yeah,
popular, popular.
yeah, exact quotes from her that she'll get all the bitches.
She
Uh
does say that. She does say
uh
bitches.
so she like giddy ups for it, grabs her suit of armor and all of her shit and meets them at the same spot they met for the first time. And everybody's in their casual wear. Uh they, look like people. Um
I'd like to
and
point out briefly the stupidity of going to what was had to be an active crime scene after there was a supervillain battle, like the
yeah,
day after it happened, that
like
you were involved with.
and I
They
don't
could have absolutely set some other like safe meeting place that would have been able to be set in code, so
yeah.
that nobody could have followed them. But no, let's
Go,
just go to the place where that battle happened that we had to run away because fucking
the
Arms
day
Master showed
before,
up.
yeah, like the like one day later. It wasn't even like again, it's not like any time passed. This was like literally the next day and they're back at it again.
Yeah.
uh
It's a
so
good thing there was no police tape or like active cop presence.
yeah, like a big superhero got the bad guy. They're good. They don't need to do any more
I guess it does
invest.
sort of imply that like as soon as a superhero shows up, the cops are just like, "Well, guess our job's done here,"
I
and
mean
then they fucking
literally.
go home.
Yeah. So they meet and
Even though I'm sorry, I don't want to keep
no,
harping
no,
on
no.
this, but did he like set the entire place on fire? Doesn't there need to be like reconstruction
Oh,
work going
most
on here?
probably, definitely, but like they didn't talk about it, so it didn't happen.
All
Uh,
right, I'm done. We can move on.
but so yeah, they meet. She sees their faces, and they're all like, "Oh, here's the payment," and it's like $2,000, and it's like, but it's also an
Yeah, they
offering to
give her a
join.
lunchbox full of money, and she's
Yeah,
like, "Wow, a lunchbox! Is it collectible?" And Lisa's like, "Fucking open it."
yeah. Is mayonnaise an instrument moment? So
Taylor is so incapable of imagining anyone would give her like a real gift that she's just like, oh, they must have given me a lunchbox for
just a
helping them
lunchback.
out, for saving their lives. They must have given me a lunchbox.
Yeah, which is very funny. Uh, so it's money. They're like, hey, come join our calls. Come be a bad guy with us. And she's like, I'm not actually gonna be a bad guy, but I'm gonna like follow them so I get to know them and then turn them in. Hell yeah. And
Yeah, undercover Taylor. This is gonna go great.
yeah, and we get a little bit of like a little bit of information about them. Um, I think like, does she say that Brian slash Gru is like still like the oldest looking one, right? And everybody else is like
Yeah, she says that
roughly like a teenage age.
I think it's just that he like has very adult mannerisms and like is well built too,
Yeah, yeah.
which we can take a brief aside to talk about Taylor's descriptions of people. She like describes her dad as unflatteringly as possible, where she talks about him as like, oh, he's like beanpole thin and his eyes are bulging out and he's got these nerdy glasses and like
What a
receding hairline.
fucking
And
loser.
Alec, he's like, well, or she's like, well, he's pretty, I guess, but he doesn't really
Not
do
my
that
type.
much for me. And then Brian, she's like, and his muscles were rippling in the daylight, and
I just don't
it's
know what I can't control myself.
I just I don't know. He's just such a man.
um so
Everyone else here looks like a kid, but boy, he's a man.
Gee Willikers. Uh so
She's gonna
yeah,
do great turning him into the police.
so she agrees to go with them to their hideout, which is just like an abandoned fucking building. With like, on the bad side of town. Um and she like meets she gets in there, they talk a little bit. Like just
Mhm.
kind of like a breakdown of the hideout, which I'm sure we'll get more information about, like in terms of like I'm sure we'll get the layout of the land, but it's very much um everybody has a room. They live here basically, at least Tattletale and Alex. Fucking Brian has like a
Yeah.
fucking apartment apparently, and bitch like just fucking
And Alec painted like an Encanto portrait of Lisa on her door, which I
yeah.
love. I want to live in the loft so bad. I don't. I've never imagined, like, before I read this book, that an abandoned factory would be cozy, but this is the coziest goddamn place I've ever seen in my life.
Right.
I want it so bad.
Um
I want to eat fruity, sugary cereal with Alec on the couch watching children's cartoons.
yeah. And and also we learned before that is that they have a boss. Somebody is like paying them regularly to like do the shit that they're doing. And they don't really have like any goals, at least that they want to tell Taylor right now, that's any grander than just like fucking stealing shit and like getting money. Which is interesting. I'm wondering what the boss is that's like actually giving them any amount of like direction and like form, because obviously they'll probably like fall apart uh if they didn't have that much direction and have Brian being more of the leader sort. So there is that. There is some type of higher business person
Brian being more of a what?
leader sort.
Leader. You cut that out.
Yeah.
Or you cut out a bit, sorry.
Um so she starts talking to him, and also she's like revealed her identity and stuff like that.
Yeah, I
And
love it when she's like, man, I don't know, because she shows up in costume. Everyone's like, I knew she would show up in costume, and they're like have a bet about it. And Taylor's just like super nervous, and then she's like, all right, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna join them. And they're like, all right, so take off your costume, and she's like, uh
right.
immediately realizes how bad she fucked up.
Yeah. But she
God,
does
I
it
love her.
and like kind of is like, oh man, I'm so ugly compared to everybody else. Gee, Willikers.
She really does. Do you think that Taylor's actually ugly, or is she just like a teenager?
um, I don't know. I like we
Because the
only
way
get.
she describes herself, you have to. I don't know. I
I
feel
think she's
like
just like, because again,
having
she
big
says she's
eyes. She describes it as like as if she's some like fish person from fucking Shadow over Innsmouth, but like big eyes are a really feminine trait. You know, she's
right.
probably fine or actively pretty and just doesn't see herself that way.
Yeah, no. Again,
You know,
she
like
says
long
she
hair,
even
long
says
curly
she's
black
like
hair. She's like
actually
fit
fit.
because
Yeah,
she
see,
exercises.
yeah. So I
Yeah,
think she's
you know,
just like a very like not scrawny, but like just small framed like lady that just downplays her appearance and probably doesn't dress to impress either. Um,
yeah.
so it doesn't help with the whole self esteem, and getting constantly told that you're ugly probably doesn't help either. But I feel like she's very much just looks like a normal person. Probably a little bit better because she is fit. She's not like an actual scrawny nerd. Um, but again, it's just how she views herself.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think she looks fine.
That's definitely where I land on the is Taylor actually pretty
Yeah.
spectrum.
Uh, so yeah, we get to the actual place, and then we get to the real meat of it, where people start describing what their powers do. Um, which is interesting. I didn't think they would actually like talk about their powers. I thought that'd be a little, maybe they haven't explored everything, but just given her a little bit to work with. But it is interesting. I'm gonna go down like least complicated to most to me personally, so we can like talk about Tattletale's powers at the end. Uh,
Fair enough.
so first of all, we got fucking what is his
Least
name?
complicated
Alec.
Regent.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Regent. Alec, which
Alec.
is just basically like hitting you with the like hitting you with the ick, where he just like makes you do something involuntary for a
Yeah.
very short period.
He makes you like he makes your muscles jerk.
Yeah,
And
but
Taylor or Lisa describes it as like he can make people like drop items or like fire guns or like fall over.
yeah.
It does seem a little underwhelming.
But at the same time, I can totally see that being a just a limitation of the imagination. Because like even if you're able to like fuck with somebody's internal system for like even a split second, you can just like fucking fuck their heart and like make them have a heart attack probably, or just stop it altogether. If he can
I
like,
don't think she can or he I don't think he can do that
well, he's like, cause
because
it's like a nervous system thing.
yeah, and she says nervous system and that's, cardiovascular. I don't think he can like interact with every part of the
but
human body. I think it's only stuff that's like voluntary. So arm muscles, leg muscles, mouth and like face. But like breathing or heartbeat or like any of the digestion, any of the internal processes, I don't think he can mess with.
ah, we'll see. But I can totally see it being a thing where like if he like develops the power or something like that, he could probably like one shot somebody, like make them paralyzed or fall unconscious for like a lot longer period. By just like
We'll definitely see.
fucking with their nervous system. Because again, that's very,
I don't
very
think it's
open ended.
spoilery to tell you that there absolutely are like power improvements throughout the series.
Yeah. Because like
Um,
again, that's very like I'm sure there's gonna be some limitation of just eye contact, distance, and all that shit. But like imagine like, like going up to Superman, no matter how strong you are, and being like, I'm gonna like fuck with your nervous system. There's no protecting your nervous system. Um, it may not kill
yeah.
you, but it's like I'm gonna fuck you up a little bit. I'm gonna stun you. So
You're
anyway,
definitely in the right headspace for Worm if you're like seeing underwhelming powers and you're thinking, so that's definitely going to be used to like stop people's hearts, right?
yeah. Um,
I have
so
taught you well.
so then we get to bitch who has the ability to just make any dog into like a grotesque monster, and I guess have not even complete obedience, but just has some dogs that are more obedient than not, which is interesting. um
No, wait, no. It doesn't. I don't think her power grants her any control over the dogs. She just like trains them like
okay,
a
but
normal dog.
she can turn any dog into like a beast,
Yeah,
but has
yeah.
loyal mutts that she keeps around her. um
That she can actually control while they're
and
in
I,
dog form because
and
it turns
again,
them a bit into like hulky rage monsters.
yeah. And the thing that's interesting is that like she is their heavy hitter. She is their bruiser and the only one that can do, maybe besides our fucking Vic, or what is his like hero name?
Huh? Regent?
Regent. Maybe Regent, in terms of like actual direct damage, I'm gonna fuck you up kind of deal. Like
No,
she's the
there's
only.
Taylor.
Well, I mean, let's listen. Taylor's not part of the group yet, you know. Um, so yeah, so there's that. I mean, I'm sure there's more to her power, maybe. Um, and I bet you it's some like psychological thing that preventing her from like actually being able to transform more than just dogs into fucking monstrosities. Uh, but we'll get there because it feels very like
Noting that
this
as a prediction.
is very like super, like not superficial, but very nebulous to be like she can only turn dogs into like, beasts, like raging beasts, when I
It's
feel like
definitely a straight up powerful ability.
um but yeah, so there's bitch. And then we get to all right, fine, we're gonna throw in Taylor. Then we get to Taylor, who can control bugs, which we've
Oh,
already
we
kind
already
of,
know what she can
yeah.
do.
And then our boy Brian, who is fucking darkness take me, who just inks darkness, which I know there is a character that's in my mind that has a very similar ability of just controlling shadows. Um um that's very similar to what he has.
I don't
Uh
know. Some anime?
yeah, it's some anime or like an actual hero from the comics or something like that. It's blanking on me, but I'm pretty sure I know.
Isn't that something the Shadow could do? Or the Phantom, whichever that guy's name is, the like one guy who showed up who was in the comics before Superman. He could like turn into shadows.
I'm not sure. It's there's somebody I know that has very similar powers, because it kind of makes sense. Like that, I feel that is a power I've seen in other media where it's like I control like darkness itself kind of deal. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, his is very utilitarian and can definitely like shut somebody down if they're not aware of it. But I love how immediately Taylor counters his ability um by being like, I'll just fill with my bugs, fuck you, when she
Yeah.
was trying to leave. um which is interesting. And then like he like what does he do to like actually make her stop like further, or does
He like grabs her
okay,
like
okay,
physically.
yeah.
He
Um,
just like goes up to her and he's like, "Fuck, sorry, I shouldn't have even used the darkness." But we're getting ahead of
yeah,
ourselves.
yeah. But anyway, so that's his
That
ability.
happens
I,
after a rather important event that we're gonna have to cover.
yeah, I like. I don't really know what else you can do with that because they said like it's pure like uh uh sensory deprivation of like darkness and shit like that. Like
He also said it can like stifle radiation
which
and
cool fact. Thank you, Tattletale. No one asked you.
something else. I
Um,
don't remember what else she said it could do.
but like it doesn't feel like it's not like he can conjure up like shadow blades and like hurt anybody. It seems like a purely like um
Utility
non-physical,
power, yeah.
yeah. Um,
But it's okay because Brian's cut, so he can just run into the darkness and beat you up himself.
yeah. Yeah. You're not gonna see these hands, but you're gonna feel them. Um, so that's Brian, and then we get to fucking Tattletale, who's like, I just know things, lol. Like,
I'm just omniscient,
uh,
actually, so
yeah, eat shit. I know when you farted. I could tell by the look on your face and using context clues with my super brain that you farted 2 minutes ago and you're really ashamed about it.
yeah,
LOL.
she's got Sherlock bullshit as an actual in-universe superpower.
Yeah.
Um, I love that Taylor really does think she's omniscient for a second, and like, what's the line from Lord of the Rings? Like, the enormity of his folly was laid before him as she realizes that she just tried to go undercover in a group with fucking Tattletale.
Yeah.
She's like, oh no,
Yeah.
this was a mistake.
But again, it's like she like okay, let's like actually talk about it. So she needs like some basics of information about
Yeah,
something to get like at least for a power.
it's like it like chains information is what her
Yeah.
power does. It takes information, then it extrapolates based on that.
Yeah.
And the major weakness, I don't know if she outlines it here, but it's not really a spoiler. The major weakness of Tattletale's power is that if the initial information is wrong, then every subsequent information bit of information is probably also going to be wrong, and it can like compound upon itself.
Hmm.
So it really does have like a serious limitation. She's just like good at working around it, and her whole attitude of like I know everything is a huge part of how she plays up her power into like making people think that she knows more than she does.
Right. Because again,
um
it's not like she can just look at somebody and know everything about them. It's like they have to give her a tale. Like, and she
yeah, or she's
says
got to
that,
figure something out herself, or something else has got to be
yeah,
told to
because she
her.
also says that like it gets information overload when there's like she like opens herself up to like all the information. Like it basically just like runs 1,000 possibilities that lead to different things about
Yeah.
a situation. She like has to
And
turn it.
Taylor is like, yeah, I get what that's like, because whenever I fucking look through all my bugs, I lose my
Yeah,
mind.
also I forgot to say that. Like she like that is interesting that she can turn that off. Like she has the ability to at least like either numb it to the point where she doesn't affect her consciously or just turn that off altogether, which makes me think like, people can put like basically mental limiters on their powers if they wanted to. Um
I
so
don't
that's
think it's not universal, but yeah, she definitely can.
yeah. And then Tattletale is the same way of like she like turns it off. Like I don't know, turn it off is the right word, but like she ignores it, but
Yeah, she
can
can
like
toggle it.
yeah,
It's a
which is
toggled ability.
yeah, which is interesting. And again, I still don't fully understand the scope of it because she's like when she was typing that message and then like she responded to it. Like Taylor typed the message to respond to Tattletale. She knew she was at the library by like connecting the dot. Like I'm assuming just connecting the dots with her power, and like seeing.
Yeah, it was probably it went something like, okay, so Taylor is 15 years old, so she should be in school, but she's not in school. So then she would be home, but she probably isn't home because like her power knows about her dad or whatever. So QED, she must be in the library, or it's something like that,
Yeah,
like ridiculous leaps in logic that no person could actually make, but her power does it for her.
yeah. And I'm wondering like because again it's like yes she needs like some tidbit of information, but like I feel like there's still like so much like that can go off of it. And again, it's like like what will be the evolution of that? I'm thinking because after that it's just pure basically like either some course of like future vision, where she can just predict things that could happen. I feel like it's the next logical leap of her ability, if that's the case. Like she can full on like what is the word I'm looking for? Rubik's like Goldberg machine, whatever it's called.
Rube Goldberg.
Yeah. Where like she can be like, huh, I wonder if this happens. And it's like throws a penny at the wall and it bounces and hits something else and like fucking a piano falls on the bad guy after like 10 minutes.
Yeah, maybe she can do that.
But that's just like what I would think the next logical step is, because if she can basically do leaps of logic to like find out information about people, then like I feel like she can hone that to be a fucking like a sixth sense to like figure out like complicated things. And like, yeah, anyway, her shit is like interesting. I will, because so far on the base level it's just an information gatherer. She can just she just knows where things are by using bits of context clues. It's not pure like I can just know this thing by looking at you. She needs a little bit of something to help her out, which is very funny. Like, so to get off topic one more time, there is a character in a manga.
So we haven't done enough of that yet.
Yeah, there's a character in a manga called Sakamoto's Day, and her ability is literally being able to like find a way to beat a person. It's literally like her whole thing is that the longer she's with the person, or like the longer she like looks at somebody, the more efficiency she can be to like beat somebody in a fight, or like figure out a way to beat them. Like her mind just works in like a fast computer way. So like the strongest character in the room, like the strongest character in the manga, she's like, I couldn't beat you at all, but if we were just in a room with a knife, I could beat you. But since he's so good and able to like do all these unpredictable things like out in the real world, she's like, you know, in a very isolated space, I could beat you, but outside of that, like you're literally impossible to like predict and like figure out because he's that good, quote unquote. So I feel like that's like how her ability is gonna evolve, where it's just she's gonna be able to like figure out shit a lot better, and like, you know things and get better at like predicting things and shit like that. So yeah.
All right, mark that down as a prediction. Tattletale's gonna go full Lucy.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the power scaling there, of all their abilities.
We're the worm power scalers now. That's what we do.
Yeah, and then then we get to the bit that I'm just like, what the fuck? So you know they're all sitting there like jerking each other off, being like, you know, maybe like
all right, buddy.
Okay, they're all sitting there enjoying each other's company.
Not need to phrase it like that.
And Taylor's like, you know, maybe this isn't too bad. I'm kind of like enjoying this. It's nice to have friends. And then she just gets attacked by a fucking dog, dogs multiple. And she's like, what the fuck is going on? And she's literally like, ow, this hurts. And like Brian is like, Rachel, what do you do?
Like the dogs burst in and it's like, honey, I'm home, and they start ripping Taylor's face off and the audience laugh track starts playing.
Everywhere you look, everywhere you go.
Rachel, not again.
And the fact is that like Rachel is like beating to a pulp. We don't even find out why she was like fucking like bloodied up, and it's just on the floor apparently. But
no. She gets beaten. Brian does it. He lays down some darkness so Taylor can't see it, but he goes and like fucking punches her in the face because she's like not listening to him. He's like, call off your dogs, and she's like, no, fuck you. So he just goes over and decks her.
Okay, so she like doesn't just come home.
It's easy to miss.
Okay.
No, she wasn't beaten and bloodied when she showed up,
but she does like continue the assault after.
But that would be really funny if she was.
Yeah. So yeah, she just like attacks fucking Taylor, like again, completely unprovoked. It's not even like Taylor said something snarky. and like started to
Yeah,
like
I mean,
have
she like gave the command before Taylor was even aware that Rachel was in the room.
yeah.
Like
Um
she told them to attack before they even got in,
yeah, which is
basically.
um so yeah, so she like gets like her shit rocked and Taylor is like what the fuck? And as like cuz again, she like so Brian like breaks it up for a second by putting his like darkness between like the dogs, right? Or like between um like Taylor
Over
and
Taylor and Rachel, yeah.
yeah. But like, you know, he like calms down and like doesn't do that anymore. And then Taylor's like, "Oh man, I shouldn't beat her up because that's not nice." And then like, you know, half a second later, she's like, "Wait a minute. No, fuck that." And like starts
I'm
charging
a
toward
villain now. I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want.
and starts charging towards fucking Rachel, who's like on the ground after getting like punched in the face and just starts like beating the shit out of her, having her bugs make a wall to protect her from the dogs, like at least
I love that as a
intimidate.
moment of like self-actualization from Taylor where she finally just realizes that she has a no excuse not to defend herself.
Yeah, like there's no social standing, there's no like, oh, you
Yeah.
know, I just like
That's her big moment of like growing up is I'm gonna beat the shit out of this homeless girl.
yeah. And like really gets at like I like how it's not even like, oh, she's like attacking her with the bugs or anything like that. No, she
Yeah, no,
just
she just
goes,
uses the bugs to like basically create a barrier between her and the dogs, and then she goes and starts beating the crap out of Rachel herself.
yeah, which is like deserved completely. Because again, Rachel did it completely unprovoked. Like, you don't understand how much I am aghast at the thought, like, not even like, who the fuck is this? Like, I hate you. Like, get out of here now. And like, just immediately throwing hands. Which I'm like, Rachel, what is your end goal here?
What is
Uh,
your damage?
yeah, like you didn't even yell at her.
God, what is your psychological or childhood trauma?
Yeah. So she gets her ass beat, and then like the dogs are like, "Oh, we're gonna come bite you," and then Brian actually breaks it up. And you know Taylor's like, "You guys fucking suck. I'm out of here."
I'm leaving.
And then Brian uses his darkness shit to try to stop her, and she's like, "Fuck you, I have bugs." And bugs out of there.
And then he uses his manly wiles to
Yeah, the
get her to
real.
stay.
Yeah, he literally hit her with the Spider-Verse 2 hey.
The hey,
Yeah.
hey.
And it worked like a goddamn charm. And she's
That's in the
like,
first one.
"Golly, I fine." And then like they get patched up and I'm pretty sure bitch still just like it's fucking mauling and seething while they're like getting
Yeah,
patched up
she's like
again.
glaring at Taylor and Brian. Every time bitch comes up, Brian's like, "Yeah, you absolutely deserve that, you fucking idiot."
Yeah. And she's like, I like how Brian is actively was like, "I want to fire her. You don't understand. I don't want her to be here, but like I'm contractually obligated to keep her here because the
I know
story
I met
wouldn't
you
have."
last night, but I would rather keep you than any of these fucking idiots.
Yeah. Like, you know, I talked to the big man, like our contract is just too big. It's his daughter, like it's a whole issue. Um uh but yeah, so that's very interesting of like why they need to keep her. Um and but yeah, that's kind of how the arc 2 ends with just them like getting patched up and like Taylor's like, maybe I shouldn't betray them because I'm pretty sure Tattletale will immediately know. And or like maybe they're not that bad. I think she like says something waxing poetically at the end
Yeah,
there.
there's a moment where she calls her dad. It's right at the very
Oh
end. She
yeah,
calls
yeah,
her
like
dad.
oh yeah, that's right.
Um, and
The dad's like
I
blink
love
twice
this.
if
I
you
love
think.
this little thing. And yeah, he's like, "Are you in trouble?" Because she has friends. And she's like, "No, dude, I have friends. Is it really that sad? Is it really that hard to believe?"
Yeah,
And then she sees, he like asks about them. He's like, "Oh my god, you have friends? Tell me about them." And she like looks over on the counter and there's a fucking gun on top of like a pile of money. She's
yeah,
like, "They seem like good people. I lied,"
yeah,
which is such a good line to end the arc on. You know, just this. Oh boy, what the fuck have you gotten yourself into,
yeah.
Taylor?
And then so that's how like Taylor's part kind of wraps up for arc 2. And then we go to the interlude with our two characters, Victoria and Amy. And
Victoria and Amy, my beloved.
and it just starts with like fucking Victoria beating the shit out of like a fucking skinhead.
Just for the record, EJ, if you ever say like Victoria and Amy like that, is like, we're gonna talk about Victoria and Amy now, everyone in the Worm community will like stand up and start fucking cheering. You got a fanfare there because you said that.
Okay. And you know, Victoria's definitely like I'm a bad bitch, don't give a shit. And she's just beating up this guy. I love
he's a Nazi.
Yeah.
She like breaks his legs.
I love that the guy, goddamn, he rolled a fucking like nat 20 for Will. He just kept fucking shit talking her, which I honestly respect. Like, brother did not get phased by like getting thrown
his spine by throwing a fucking dumpster at him. He's like, fuck you.
Yeah. Brother was committed. Like, you know, of all the horrible shit he's probably done in his life, my God, does he stand by his principles. And did not bend the knee. So yeah,
and then finally he folds when he thinks his dick is broken.
Yeah, that's the part.
That's what gets him.
But everything else, like, I'm pretty sure he could have broken every single limb, and he would have been like, "Yeah, but like I can still kick your ass." So yeah, so he gets beaten up. She's trying to interrogate him for information. They like name off a bunch of like gangs and shit like that didn't bother because I'm sure it's gonna come up more. But basically, there's a power vacuum, and Taylor and Amy, Amy like comes out of the woodworks being like, Victoria, you can't keep crippling people. That's not how you do.
You're a hero.
Yeah.
Stop throwing dumpsters at people who can't block dumpsters.
Yeah. And they're like actually not a part of a official government sanctioned team. They're like fucking what the Thundercocks or something. I don't know what they're.
They're part of New Wave. It's
New Wave. That's
a local team. It's like local to the city.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Do they get into it? I think they do.
No, she's
about like New Wave's whole thing.
Yeah.
Which is that they don't have secret identities.
Yeah.
They don't wear masks.
Yeah, which is interesting, but also is like
interesting.
I understand that because like yes, your secret identity is gonna be revealed. Anyway, like again, I have a whole thing about.
So you're immediately vindicated for your thoughts in the last episode.
Yeah.
But again, you know, assume that the author is a genius, and hey, look, he thought of that. There is a group who doesn't wear masks, and they seem to be doing pretty well.
Yeah. But Amy is like, all right, we shouldn't. They go through the bureaucracy of whether or not they should heal this fucker. And like Victoria,
they should what? Like heal the guy?
Yeah, because it's like, we'll be looking like it's bad PR. We don't want to like do that. And like Victoria's like, fuck him. And Amy's like, no, we gotta like be good and like interrogate him and like not have him die in the corner here. And the guy's like, it's like that one scene in Incredibles, two incredible references today. At the beginning where like
we do a lot of references.
Fucking Elastigirl beats up the guy and they're like, you know, flirt talking. The guy gets up like, oh well, you know, the lady got me first. And like but he's just like groaning on the ground and Amy's like, all right, fine, I'll fix you. And her, like, you know, she's dressed. That's another thing. We get a description and like Victoria's all like, you know, I'm super bad, better watch out, I'll take the cash, dressed up.
Yeah, she's pure white costume with like a full cape and like she's got golden curls, I think it says.
Yeah, like
describes her as having like this. She's such a prom queen.
Yeah, she's got the figure and all of that shit. While like her sister is like dressed in like basically medieval robes with like a fucking, you know, health cross, like medic symbol on her chest. And she like goes and like, you know, heals him. I guess they don't really explain how she like actually does it, but she knows like every like injury that he has, and starts doing it. And I should have paid attention a little bit more when I was reading it. But she like goes about like explaining how she like doesn't do shit with the brain, first of all, because she's like, I don't know about that one. And also Victoria can just fly. She's like, they say that she like hovers off the ground when she like crosses her legs. But yeah, like she heals the guy up. um and like basically gets the information that there's a like all it did was just say like, hey, there's gonna be a power vacuum because like Lung was defeated and everybody's trying to get a piece of the pie now for the city. And they're like, well, I guess our hands are gonna be full. Um, and you know, Victoria like gives one more threatening thing to the guy, being like, listen, I'm like pretty strong, but my sister, if she could fix everything, imagine what she can destroy. And I'm like, you know, fair enough.
Yeah. And Amy tricks him into thinking that his dick's broken, which is just fucking great.
Yeah. Um,
She's what does she say? She's like she implants the idea into his head that that his dick isn't working. She's like, well, maybe I'll fix it, maybe I won't. And he's like, did you fix it? Did you fix it?
yeah.
And she's like walking away, and Victoria's like, did you really like not fix his dick? And she's like, no, it was fine, but you know, psychological suggestion should do most of the work.
Yeah, which is interesting. So it's this like this was a common nomenclature in like My Hero, but the the bad touch power, where because there was a lot of characters in My Hero Academia where like if they touch you, something good or bad will happen.
Uh-huh.
But like that was the limitation usually, is that they have to fucking like touch you. Um, so I'm wondering if like, you know, her whole thing is she has to like make contact and can like fuck up your biology, because like she fixes a lot of shit
Yeah,
that would
she does
be.
have to make contact. I don't
Yeah.
think it's a spoiler to say that.
So it's
But her
interest.
power is kind of insanely strong, isn't it?
Yeah, because like, you know, is it a only like matter, like not matter manipulation, but like biologically altering kind of ability, say a la the Rachel's power of like being able to turn dogs into creatures, or is it something more metaphysical where it's like, you know, she only limits herself to like biological shit she can change, or is it like something greater? So that's gonna be
I would
interesting.
say that she is definitely someone to keep your eye on.
Yeah, because like again, it's like, and as another question is like, can she do it to herself? Can she like make herself have a penis? That's the question of the
No,
day.
she cannot use the power on herself. She says that much.
Okay, okay.
Doesn't she
Uh,
say it in this arc? I think she says it in this arc.
I don't
That's
remember her.
like the one major limitation is that she can't do anything to herself.
Right. Okay.
Um, and wait, what was I gonna say? Just about Amy and like Victoria. I think Amy's character here is really fucking interesting. And I remember the first time I was reading it, she was the one that I wanted to see more of the most because like her plight is so unique and harsh. And like where she's got this thing where she's like, okay, I can heal anyone, but there's, you know, billions of sick people across the planet, so I can't heal everyone. So even
Right.
if I spend all day, every day at the hospital, um, I still am not even making a dent in the amount of like desperately sick, broken, dying people around the world.
Right.
And she then feels guilty if she takes any time to do anything except heal people as
Right.
like the only major healer in the world or like one of the only major healers in the world. And it just fucking sucks for her and I feel so bad for her
Yeah.
in these chapters.
Yeah, and that is interesting. Because obviously you can't like heal the world or anything like that. Even if you have the power to like heal people, but at the same time, it's like I don't know how much effort it is, because it seems pretty effortless for her to just walk up and fix that guy. Like it didn't seem like it like strained her or like like, you know, like I'm sure there's some amount of like physical toll upon her, but it looked like she just like touched him and he was better, to whatever extent she wanted it to be. Um and maybe she says it like if it takes time to actually heal or something like that, but it seems like it didn't. It seemed like it was pretty like
No, it just
immediate.
seemed like she just sort of fixed him
Yeah. So
and
I
he was
mean
just
like
good.
I'm just thinking like is it if the more serious the injury, does it take a little bit longer toll? Because I'm just imagining her like in a hospital, like running to each room, being like bop, 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 like just slapping people on the forehead and like, you know, running to the next person.
I
And it's
think
like
it does take time for her to like identify what's wrong with them and then like figure out what she needs to do to help them. She
right,
does say that with the guy where she's like, "Okay, so let's see what's broken. It's your spine," and then she like starts talking about his dick. of
Yeah.
course.
Oh, also, Lung Wiener gone. That's one of my notes. I forgot to post
Oh
that.
my god, we forgot to mention Lung's
Yeah,
Lung's dick got ratted off.
yeah, which is like,
Healer fraud.
which is actually insane work. I swear, if Lung has anything nice to say, or if they become any amount of friends, that's gonna be unrealistic. There's no way anybody's gonna be friends with somebody that literally rotted off your dick. Like, even if it grows back, I'm sure there's gonna be some permanent damage there. I don't care what they
Yeah, I
say.
mean, if you got your dick bitten off and then it grew back, would you not be mad at the person who bit your dick off?
Yeah, like that is insane fucking work. Um, and
Honestly, like 10 out of 10 move from Taylor there, biting his dick off. I'm very impressed with her.
Yeah, no, not
Good
just
combat
biting.
move.
It's way
I
worse.
hope she
It
uses that in the
rotted off.
future.
Like that's the thing. Like it wasn't like, oh, like it wasn't crushing or slashing damage. It was fucking poison damage. Oh, with his dick specifically.
Oh my god, it's so fucking
He's
good.
like I swear to God, if there's not like a cartoon level scene of where he's like fully healed and like his eyes open up like Squidward meme and just fucking yells and explodes out of the hospital, I'm gonna be mad. Uh,
Oh my god, I love
like
Lung.
so yeah, so there's that. I can't believe I got that in my notes. But yeah, so I'm very interested to see how these two characters go. I feel like they're gonna definitely. My prediction is that within the next arc or two, they're gonna clash with our band of misfits, and like like Taylor's gonna have to decide whether she's gonna help these guys or not. Because I can totally see Victoria being seen more as like the bad guy for how brutish she is, and I feel like low key her just having super strength and can fly, kind of like could stomp the entire team like by herself. Like,
Yeah, they both seem kind of ridiculously strong.
yeah.
It
So
also says she has a force field around her, just like at all times. It mentions that.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah, she's kind of fucking stacked in the power department.
Yeah, and it's still like again, I still don't have like an actual like hierarchy of like power system because like, I don't know if she's just like kind of weak, like a weaker super strength compared to like other people in the verse. Like, we still haven't even like touched on who like the top boys are. Like we know that like
She did mention them once. I
um
don't know. She mentions Alexandria when they give her the lunchbox,
oh
and
yeah,
she
yeah, yeah.
mentions the a report on the triumvirate, who are like the most powerful.
Right.
But we don't know anything about them yet.
Yeah, like because it's like obviously Sentry or whatever his name is, Siren,
Scion.
is like peak male performance. So we know he's like top of the verse.
You may not like it, but this is what peak performance looks
Yeah.
like.
So we know he's top of the verse, but then you have like, like base flyer, super strength, force field woman, which seems pretty fucking strong. And they seem like still like they feel like B-list heroes. You know what I mean? Like they're not even like that all that in a bag of chips, it feels like. So I'm curious to see what
I think it's definitely known that I think Amy is like famous worldwide just for being a healer.
right. Okay.
I
I
don't
mean
think she's B list.
it's literally
But
like
also, like, obviously it's not, I mean, we're not playing action figures here.
right.
Powers interact with each other, and combat is decided mostly by like information and what kind of specific edges you have over someone.
Yeah. So speaking of that, I mean that's all I gotta say for right now. Like this was very much a bit of a setup.
Yeah.
Not a lot of like impactful things happen. There was a bit of character interaction and like a little
A
bit
lot
of
of world
more
building. A lot of world building in this one.
I mean not even world building because it was more just like
Well, we get information on the the Wondersiders. We get information on the Underminers, and the we get a lot of information about like Taylor's school life and like
yeah,
Emma's whole
like
thing.
this was like the proper introduction of our cast of characters.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what this was. So it wasn't like anything changed that will affect the status quo of any of them right now. It's just that Taylor is now semi a part of that group, and it's gonna be a like wacky adventure of like what's gonna happen here and now kind of deal. So
Yep.
that's gonna be interesting. I'm curious about where this is gonna go. If like we're
Very
gonna
curious what's going to happen with Taylor deciding to go undercover with a bunch of villains.
yeah. Um
I obviously don't know what happens, so just right. I'm right there with you.
uh
Um,
but yeah. Um
yeah, I
so
think.
so
Hmm?
real quick, we have to do our tier list.
Yeah,
Uh
so this is a section that we wanted to do where we would have EJ, and I'll do input, but only based on what we know so far. We'll have EJ sort of give a very brief power ranking of who he thinks would win in a fight of our current cast of characters.
yeah.
Who's a top dog right now,
Um
my dearest friend.
obviously Danny, like his dad energy, even
Okay,
though
so who's your
even
actual answer?
um
Who do you think
right.
would win, Victoria
Well, I'm not
or
even
Love?
I'm including um like should I include them like because they're just like so like at the tail end of it all, like the
Look,
interlude.
all I'm saying is we have to do a tier list.
Okay,
That's
fine.
the
Top
trend right now,
top
right?
yes, top of the list is probably Victoria. Like she could probably wipe the floor with them if they were like all to get in a spat. Second is most likely fucking bitch. Because she can just hit things. Like I feel like if it was just like a all out brawl, like bitch will win, but if there was any strategy or tactics, she will lose to some of these people. But as of just like power scaling, she's second in this group of
Hmm,
people.
hmm.
Third, probably would be Amy, I think. Because if she just needs to bad touch you to like make your bones into liquid or like, stop your heart. I'm a big stop your heart or turn off your brain kind of guy.
Yeah, you
Uh
really do like sort of default to those.
yeah, because I'm like, this just kills you. Um, like it's
This kills the crab.
yeah.
This
So
kills
like
the worm.
so like if Amy just has to touch you and you fall over, then like she's like third. I just feel like she wouldn't like get the chance to with either big dogs or like super strong person just throwing shit at her, unless she's like athletic. Like that's another thing we don't know. Like we haven't got any sense of like if they're like you know Batman athleticy going on in this world yet. Like we don't know like if a normal
Athleticism.
person yeah,
Yeah.
if a normal person can be like Olympic gymnastic on a normal basis. Um, so there's that.
This world is pretty grounded. That's not really a thing. There's some
Uh,
people who have powers that let them do that.
right, but um, Joe Smo is not gonna put on the bat suit. I feel like
No,
no, low key. I feel like every story needs like he's just a guy who's really fit, like in a superpower world, just to show like you can beat somebody up. If you're just smart enough and just like fucking hit them in the head. Um, So there's that. Then
Isn't
like
that Lisa?
um no.
If you think about it, right?
Well, she still
All
has
right.
like literal like detective vision. Uh
Anyway.
so yeah, so fourth on the list is probably gonna be your boy Brian with his darkness powers.
Hmm, hmm.
Because he can like honestly no, I think that Taylor's fourth so far. I feel like
Yeah,
Taylor
her power hasn't really been tapped very much so far, but
I think
like
Taylor
what
could
kind of things do you think Taylor can do with her power?
well, it's just a simple fact that like anything that like is basically tentacle powers, which is kind of what she has going on, where she can affect things without actively like making movements or aware of it is always going to be powerful because you can sneak up on people and their attention will be in different directions. Like
Hmm.
Victoria, she's gonna run up and
Yeah,
punch
she's
you.
basically got like an army of nanites.
Yeah.
They're
Um
just organic.
Yeah, so like I feel like in a scuffle, she could beat I don't think she could beat Anna, honestly, because I feel like there would just be an experience gap. And I feel like Anna is smart enough to like uh
Anna?
not Anna, Amy, sorry.
Amy.
Um because like again, I don't know how her power works, but I feel like she could like um touch the bugs and things like that, or
It's
like
okay. We don't need to go over like every
yeah.
single
So,
match.
sorry,
I just
sorry,
wanted to
sorry.
like
Yeah.
I
So
just wanted to get like a general sense of
yeah.
how
So
you're feeling about
so
like who the most
yeah.
dangerous person
So
in the room is.
Taylor is definitely like up there, like top 5 so far. She's like 4th
Yeah.
place. Then is Brian. Then it's Tattletale. Then it's Regent. I think Regent so far seems the weakest.
Wow, Regent just sucks. Suck shit, Regent.
Yeah, but Tattletale, I feel like could definitely do some detective vision shit and like fuck you up in that way. Like, I just
Throw a bouncy ball at the wall and have it like slam down 5 different hallways before it hits someone and breaks their neck.
yeah. So that's my tier list. Obviously, Victoria's up top because she just has like I hit things hard, which usually works out in most combat scenarios. Then Amy, then Bitch, then Taylor.
We'll make a little chart.
Yeah,
And we'll keep track of it as the book goes on. We can edit rankings and.
But definitely put Danny like in the tier of his own because don't underestimate that.
He's Danny tier. He said he gets really angry. You don't want to see him when he's angry.
Yeah, literally, we don't want to see him when he's angry. So yeah, that's
he
my.
He doesn't want us to see him when he's angry.
So that's my tier list. And I'm very curious about what's gonna happen because I have no idea what's gonna happen next. For like the story.
Then I think is probably where we wrap up. This was super fun. I think we had a lot of great Fortnite gameplay this time around.
Yeah.
I look forward to reading more with you. Do you have any last notes before we sign off for the day?
Dicks out for
dead air.
Dead air. Dicks out for long.
Did I just like clip the mic really badly?
Yes, you did. But yeah, dicks out for long.
Dicks out for long. And as always, 1, 2, 3.
Word up.
Word up.
Bye, everyone.
Cut the recording.